Hare Krishna. The fickle mind makes the immovable soul move all over the universe. The Bhagavad Gita describes many intriguing qualities of the soul, and one of those is that it is immovable. In 2.24, it states that Achedyo yamadaha yoyam akledyo shoshyeva cha nityah sarvagatah sthanur achaloyam sanatanaha. So many qualities are described. It cannot be burned, it cannot be cut, it cannot be withered. And like that, one of the qualities is achaloyam. It cannot be moved. It is immovable. And yet the same Bhagavad Gita later tells in 14 chapter and many other places also in 14.18 for example it states ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसः जघन्य गुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसः. So it says urdhvam gachanti, soul goes up when situated in goodness. Madhye tishthanti rajasaha, the soul says wherever it is the mode of passion. And adho gachanti tamasaha, it goes down when the soul is situated in the mode of ignorance. So here clearly the soul is talking about going to various places. The Gita is talking about the soul going to various places. So first it says the soul is immovable, and now it talks about the soul moving to various places. How is this to be understood? Actually, the same Gita which says that the soul is achala, it also talks about how next to the soul is the mind, and the mind is chanchala. In 6.34 it is said chanchalam hi manah krishna pramati ballavadradham tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. So chanchala, restless, fickle. So it's actually the soul's quality is the opposite of the mind's quality. Soul is achala, the mind is chanchala. Now, the soul, when it is in material existence, its consciousness is directed primarily through the mind. So the mind is like the door for the consciousness of the soul to be rooted to the external world. And when the mind keeps moving, that means, say for example, if we have a TV channel which shows some things, so it shows one picture, then it shows another picture, it shows another picture. Like that, the mind goes through various things, and then the soul starts desiring whatever is shown on the screen of the mind. And once the soul desires it, the soul starts chasing after it. So when it says soul is immovable, that means it cannot be moved by anything except its own will. So when the soul gets attracted to something, the soul desires something, then it moves. So when the soul lives in goodness, it desires elevated joys, sublime joys, and therefore it rises to the mode of goodness. When the soul lives in ignorance, then it delights in bestial pleasures, and thus it descends down to lower levels of ignorance, lower strata of existence, which correspond to the modes of ignorance. So the soul is movable by its own desire, and because presently the soul's desires are misidentified with the mind's desire, the soul keeps moving wherever the mind keeps moving, and in that way we keep wandering in material existence. And the way to stop this is through the practice of yoga. In the 8th chapter, 9th verse, Krishna says that prayana kale manasachalena bhruvor madhye pranamaveshya samyak bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva viparam sthanam upaiti chadyam. So what is said over there is that manasa achalena, the man that is chanchala, that has to be made achala. And how can that be made achala? Bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva, by the practice of yoga infused with bhakti. The best way to do it is through the practice of bhakti yoga. So when we practice bhakti yoga, trying to fix the mind on Krishna, the mind will still wander here and there. But over a period of time, the mind will recognize that actually absorption in Krishna gives far more happiness than any other thing. And in that way, the mind, which is chanchala, will become sthira, will become focused. And when it becomes focused, that connection with Krishna will make us joyful. And ultimately, it will liberate us from material existence. Thank you. Hare Krishna.